If he has not changed for you yet, he is not going to change because he does not want to.
I can't stop crying. I don't know how I allow you to treat me this way, and still I stay.
It's not that men are the problem. It's that too many women are giving their trust to the wrong men. And that is the real issue. Greetings. I am Toria Jermaine, and I am here today to talk about men not really being the issue. Let's get into it. I have seen a lot in the past 10 years or so, and really throughout my life, to be quite honest, with watching other married women and even those that are dating continue to blame someone else without taking the accountability of their decisions. Now, this is one of the reasons that I say that dating for marriage, dating with intention, and using your discernment is so important. It is because when you are dating hopefully to get married, right? And so when you are in that phase of finding out who that person is and listening deeply to what they are saying and telling you who they are, because they'll tell you who they are if you are able to discern and see the red flags versus the green flags, and outweigh them if you want, but being able to see who that person really and truly is and going forth. It's very important to know when you can no longer trust someone. I truly believe that you should be able to trust everyone to a certain extent until they prove themselves to not be worthy of your trust, right? And so it's just kind of like a fall off moment. We are out of alignment. This isn't going to work. The thing is being able to see that and also taking full responsibility for your joy, for your happiness, even your sadness, and understanding that this is a lesson that will allow me and propel me into being better for the next person that I encounter. Now, growing up, I did see a lot of women blame their husbands for things. And even now, it is almost like a way of bonding with someone, being relatable, is by joking on your husband, saying something negative, and things like that. And I think that's unnecessary personally, but to each their own, right? And at the same time, a lot of times when I hear women complain about their husbands, my first thought is, didn't you choose him? He is literally the only person in your family that you get to choose, and you get to choose to create a family with him if you so desire, right? You don't pick your mother, you don't pick your father, you don't pick your brothers or sisters, you don't even pick your children, but you do pick your husband. And so, in that, you need to be able to choose someone that you could trust your life with, literally. If you are on, maternity leave, do you trust him to be able to make sure that you're good, that you're fed, all the things, and feeling appreciated through all the postpartum things? Because a lot of women nowadays, they do experience postpartum depression or postpartum anxiety or whatever the case may be. Do you trust him to help you move through that phase of life? Do you trust him to be able to be there with you and support you emotionally and all the things if and when you have a parent that is ill or dying or even at the funeral? Will you be able to trust him with your body? And I'm not stating necessarily in the bedroom, but when you're outside of the bedroom and you have to face the consequences of the bedroom activities, such as being pregnant and having his child, do you trust him? And if you're not married, do you even trust him to be there for the entirety of that? But that's for another video that we'll get there, okay? But do you trust him? Because we know how some women are treated in the hospital when they are giving birth. And you never know, you may black out and then he will be the voice for you. Do you trust what he will tell the doctors is okay or isn't okay to do with and to you? Do you trust this man? Because when we're dating, we literally go into, do I trust him, to take me on a date and keep me safe? Do I trust him to get in his car? Do I trust him to come into my home and respect me? But as we get farther into dating and the situations that may come up, those are the things that you are going to want to think about. Now, there was an instance where we were going to our children's gymnastics class, right? And we were about to be late because of me. And I'm telling my husband, or thinking at least to myself, like, we are going to be late. He gets on the interstate, and I'm like, oh my goodness, the traffic is always bad around this time because 5 o'clock traffic somehow starts at 3 o'clock here, but that's a whole nother situation, right? And so I'm just thinking to myself, oh, I don't know, I don't know, I don't know. And I remembered right before we got there, I chose him to not only lead me, but lead our family and get us to wherever we need to go safely, right? Tell me why we got there 5 minutes early. I'm just, I'm just saying. It is your ability to trust him and know that I have chosen this man because I trust him with my life. Now, discernment is the highest power that all feminine women have. We have discernment and we have intuition. What is your gut telling you while you are dating this individual? How do you feel when you are dating this individual? And I'll go even farther to say that a lot of times we are chasing this feeling of euphoria and butterflies and just like, ooh, excitement. Things are happening. And a lot of times I've seen married women say that they are bored in their relationship. They are bored with their marriage because things are safe. Things are reliable. They're reliable. They're consistent. Things are good, but they want that drama, right? And so when you are dating, you're going to want to be able to discern between, is this the drama that I desire, or is this the comfort and safety that I deeply need and want and desire? And those are two different things. And so, in your heart of hearts, in your gut, in your mind, in your soul, you are going to want to have to be able to discern between, is this someone that I can trust? Is this a safe man? Or is this a man that will have me on an up and down emotional roller coaster? Emotional roller coaster. Y'all remember that song? That's, yeah. But you're going to want to have to be able to discern that and to use your intuition of being able to see and feel into your body of, do I feel safe? Do I feel comfortable? And what does that feel like to me? For me, getting into a relationship with a safe man when I was used to people telling me one thing and then not doing it or doing something else, it was scary. It was very scary to be with a safe man who is consistent and still is consistent, who is still reliable, and to let down that guard because he is safe, right? Because ultimately that's what you want. You want to feel safe, that you can rely on this person with your entire life. Not, oh, let me do this just in case. Regulate your nervous system. Now, what happens when you encounter the wrong man? A lot of times we see the red flags. We see them loud and clear. But I'll change him. He'll change for me. If he has not changed for you yet, he is not going to change because he does not want to. And I don't know if you guys remember in The Office where Pam's ex-fiance was a completely different man with his now wife. I don't know if you guys remember that. He was a completely different man because her standards were different than Pam's. Pam was allowing him to do whatever the hell he wanted to do, while his wife, current wife, had standards and he wanted her. So he rose above and beyond to be the man that he needed to be for her. So it is your ability to not only set the standard, and you don't even have to vocalize it, but that's more so in feminine communication and conversation with the masculine. That's another video as well. But being able to set that standard and not move, allow it to be uncomfortable for him and for you if it has to be, but allowing yourself to let it be known. Let it be known. Let it be known. I am who I am, and this is what I require for me to no longer have my solitude, but to share it with you. Okay? I hope that helps. Now, when you get in a situation where you are so deep into trusting the wrong man, it's just time to leave, honestly, because you will end up in situations and doors will be open that were not really for you. And when I say that, these are doors that you don't want to go through. These are situations you don't want to be in. These are experiences that you do not want because you have lowered your standard or you haven't raised your standard to be where you want to be, and you're still with someone you cannot trust to keep you safe and feeling loved and respected and appreciated. That is all I will say about that. So that's why it's very important for you to use your discernment, use your intuition to get into situations and doors where there are men that you can trust. And I'm not saying that these are high value men versus low value men, because a lot of men that people want to put on that spectrum, they're actually high quality men. They just are not on the high value spectrum. All right, so standards and magnetism, right? Your standards and your ability to be able to set them, as well as having boundaries, allows you to be magnetic towards the things that you want and that you desire. Also, talk about capacity. What is your capacity? If your capacity is wide open for the experiences that you don't want, because these are the experiences that feel safe, your mind is wired to keep you safe. And sometimes safety means being in situations that you do not want to be in. You want better. So you are going to have to increase your capacity for discomfort, for the things that you actually do want, to be able to be around situations and people that are of your desires, not of what you are used to. Some tangible things that you can look at when you are dating or, you know, trying to deepen that relationship is, does he follow or abide by your boundaries? Is he a man of his word? Does he say he's going to do something and actually execute and do that thing or not? Because if not, that's a red flag. A man is only as good as his word. Another thing is, do I feel safe being my fullest self in his presence? Like for me, I like to frolic and be around and just do things and dance. Do I feel safe with to be able to do that around my husband? Or do I feel like some ladies feel judged? Some ladies feel like he wants you to calm down and he feels as though your presence is a reflection of who he is. And to a certain extent, that is true. But if you are not able to be your full self around him, especially if it's just you and him, you're not like at a corporate event or anything, you're not hosting Christmas for his family, you know what I mean? Are you able to be your fullest self to all extents? Or do you feel like you need to calm it down, water it down, vanilla it out? Those are some of the things that you need to be looking at when it comes to, is this a safe man? Another thing that you can think about is, are your values in alignment? Does he agree with the things that you believe with health and wellness? Does he, how do you guys feel about that? When you look at the long run, even religion comes into part with that health and wellness and being able to take care of yourselves. Because if you do desire to have children, do you trust him to take care of the children that you just had because you need a break, because you need a moment? You need to go to the bathroom so he can hold the newborn. Do you trust him? That in itself should be the starting point of, let's get deeper into this relationship before we go any further. All right, so I hope this has been very helpful for you. If you will, please comment below, what is one standard you are holding firm to while dating? I love you.
See, my days are cold without you. I'm hurting my way. And though my heart can't take no more, I keep on going back to you. Baby,